Section 4 of English Synonyms and Antonyms. This is a LibriVox recording. All LibriVox recordings are in the public domain. For more information or to volunteer, please visit LibriVox.org. Recording by Anita Fleming. English Synonyms and Antonyms by James Champlin Fernald. Read first entry to last entry as in adequate to Airy. Adequate. Synonyms: able, adapted, capable, commensurate, competent, equal, fit, fitted, fitting, qualified, satisfactory, sufficient, suitable. Adequate, commensurate, and sufficient signify equal to some given occasion or work, as a sum sufficient to meet expenses, an adequate remedy for the disease. Commensurate is the more precise and learned word, signifying that which exactly measures the matter in question. Adapted, fit, suitable, and qualified refer to the qualities which match or suit the occasion. A clergyman may have strength adequate to the work of a porter, but that would not be a fit or suitable occupation for him. Work is satisfactory if it satisfies those for whom it is done, though it may be very poor work judged by some higher standard. Qualified refers to acquired abilities, competent to both natural and acquired. A qualified teacher may be no longer competent by reason of ill health. Able and capable suggest general ability and reserved power, able being the higher word of the two. An able man will do something well in any position. A capable man will come up to any ordinary demand. We say an able orator, a capable accountant. Antonyms: disqualified, inadequate, incompetent, inferior, insufficient, poor, unequal, unfit, unqualified, unsatisfactory, unsuitable, useless, worthless. Prepositions: adequate to the demand, for the purpose. Adherent. Synonyms: aid, aider, ally, backer, disciple, follower, partisan, supporter. An adherent is one who is devoted or attached to a person, party, principle, cause, creed, or the like. One may be an aider and supporter of a party or church, while not an adherent to all its doctrines or claims. An ally is more independent still, as he may differ on every point except the specific ground of union. The allies who overthrew Napoleon were united only against him. Allies are regarded as equals, adherents and disciples are followers. The adherent depends more on his individual judgment, the disciple is more subject to command and instruction. Thus we say the disciples rather than the adherents of Christ. Partisan has the narrow and odious sense of adhesion to a party, right or wrong. One may be an adherent or supporter of a party and not a partisan. Backer is a sporting and theatrical word, personal in its application and not in the best usage. Compare accessory. Antonyms: adversary, antagonist, betrayer, deserter, enemy, hater, opponent, renegade, traitor. Prepositions: adherence to principle, adherence of Luther. Adhesive. Synonyms: cohesive, glutinous, gummy, sticking, sticky, viscid, viscous. Adhesive is the scientific, sticking or sticky the popular word. That which is adhesive tends to join itself to the surface of any other body with which it is placed in contact. Cohesive expresses the tendency of particles of the same substance to hold together. Polished plate glass is not adhesive, but such plates packed together are intensely cohesive. An adhesive plaster is in popular language a sticking plaster. Sticky expresses a more limited and generally annoying degree of the same quality. Glutinous, gummy, viscid, and viscous are applied to fluid or semi-fluid substances, as pitch or tar. Antonyms: free, inadhesive, loose, separable. Preposition: The stiff, wet clay, adhesive to the foot, impeded progress. Adjacent. Synonyms: abutting, adjoining, attached, beside, bordering, close, conterminous, contiguous, coterminous, near, neighboring, next, nigh. Adjacent farms may not be connected. If adjoining, they meet at the boundary line. Conterminous would imply that their dimensions were exactly equal on the side where they adjoin. Contiguous may be used for either adjacent or adjoining. Abutting refers rather to the end of one building or estate than to the neighborhood of another. Buildings may be adjacent or adjoining that are not attached. Near is a relative word, places being called near upon the railroad which would elsewhere be deemed remote. Neighboring always implies such proximity that the inhabitants may be neighbors. Next views some object as the nearest of several or many. Next neighbor implies a neighborhood. Antonyms: detached, disconnected, disjoined, distant, remote, separate. Preposition: the farm was adjacent to the village. Admire. Synonyms: adore, applaud, approve, delight in, enjoy, esteem, extol, honor, love, respect, revere, venerate, wonder. In the old sense of wonder, admire is practically obsolete. The word now expresses a delight and approval in which the element of wonder unconsciously mingles. We admire beauty in nature and art, delight in the innocent happiness of children, enjoy books or society, a walk or a dinner. We approve what is excellent, applaud heroic deeds, esteem the good, love our friends. We honor and respect noble character wherever found. We revere and venerate it in the aged. We extol the goodness and adore the majesty and power of God. Antonyms: abhor, abominate, contemn, despise, detest, dislike, execrate, hate, ridicule, scorn. Preposition: admire at may still very rarely be found in the old sense of wonder at. Adorn. Synonyms: beautify, bedeck, deck, decorate, embellish, garnish, gild, illustrate, ornament. To embellish is to brighten and enliven by adding something that is not necessarily or very closely connected with that to which it is added. To illustrate is to add something so far like in kind as to cast a sidelight upon the principal matter. An author embellishes his narrative with fine descriptions. The artist illustrates it with beautiful engravings. The binder gilds and decorates the volume. Garnish is on a lower plane, as the feast was garnished with flour. Deck and bedeck are commonly said of apparel, as a mother bedecks her daughter with silk and jewels. To adorn and to ornament alike signify to add that which makes anything beautiful and attractive, but ornament is more exclusively on the material plane, as the gateway was ornamented with delicate carving. Adorn is more lofty and spiritual, referring to a beauty which is not material and cannot be put on by ornaments or decorations, but seems in perfect harmony and unity with that to which it adds a grace. If we say, the gateway was adorned with beautiful carving, we imply a unity and loftiness of design, such as ornamented cannot express. We say of some admirable scholar or statesman, he touched nothing that he did not adorn. At church with meek and unaffected grace, his looks adorn the venerable place. Goldsmith, Deserted Village, 178. Antonyms: deface, deform, disfigure, mar, spoil. Preposition: adorn his temples with a coronet. Affront. Synonyms: aggravate, annoy, displease, exasperate, insult, irritate, offend, provoke, tease, vex, wound. One may be annoyed by the well-meaning awkwardness of a servant, irritated by a tight shoe or a thoughtless remark, vexed at some careless neglect or needless misfortune, wounded by the ingratitude of child or friend. To tease is to give some slight and perhaps playful annoyance. Aggravate in the sense of offend is colloquial. To provoke, literally to call out or challenge, is to begin a contest. One provokes another to violence. To affront is to offer some defiant offense or indignity, as it were, to one's face. It is somewhat less than to insult. Compare pique. Antonyms: conciliate, content, gratify, honor, please. Agent. Synonyms: actor, doer, factor, instrument, means, mover, operator, performer, promoter. In strict philosophical usage, the prime mover or doer of an act is the agent. Thus we speak of man as a voluntary agent, a free agent. But in common usage, especially in business, an agent is not the prime actor, but only an instrument or factor, acting under orders or instructions. Compare cause. Antonyms: chief, inventor, originator, principal. Prepositions: an agent of the company for selling, etc. Agree. Synonyms: accede, accept, accord, acquiesce, admit, approve, assent, coincide, combine, comply, concur, consent, harmonize. Agree is the most general term of this group, signifying to have like qualities, proportions, views, or inclinations, so as to be free from jar, conflict, or contradiction in a given relation. To concur is to agree in general. To coincide is to agree in every particular. Whether in application to persons or things, concur tends to expression in action more than coincide. We may either concur or coincide in an opinion, but concur is a decision. Views coincide, causes concur. One accepts another's terms, complies with his wishes, admits his statement, approves his plan, conforms to his views of doctrine or duty, accedes or consents to his proposal. Accede expresses the more formal agreement, consent the more complete. To assent is an act of the understanding, to consent of the will. We may concur or agree with others, either in opinion or decision. One may silently acquiesce in that which does not meet his views, but which he does not care to contest. He admits the charge brought, or the statement made by another. Admit, always carrying a suggestion of reluctance. Assent is sometimes used for a mild form of consent, as if agreement in the opinion assured approval of the decision. Antonyms: contend, contradict, decline, demur, deny, differ, disagree, dispute, dissent, oppose, protest, refuse. Prepositions: I agree in opinion with the speaker. To the terms proposed, persons agree on or upon a statement of principles, rules, etc. We must agree among ourselves. Agriculture. Synonyms: cultivation, culture, farming, floriculture, gardening, horticulture, husbandry, kitchen gardening, market gardening, tillage. Agriculture is the generic term, including at once the science, the art, and the process of supplying human wants by raising the products of the soil and by the associated industries. Farming is the practice of agriculture as a business. There may be theoretical agriculture, but not theoretical farming. We speak of the science of agriculture, the business of farming. Scientific agriculture may be wholly in books. Scientific farming is practiced upon the land. We say an agricultural college rather than a college of farming. Farming refers to the cultivation of considerable portions of land and the raising of the coarser crops. Gardening is the close cultivation of a small area for small fruits, flowers, vegetables, etc., and while it may be done upon a farm, is yet a distinct industry. Gardening in general, kitchen gardening, the cultivation of vegetables, etc., for the household. Market gardening, the raising of the same for sale, floriculture, the culture of flowers, and horticulture, the culture of fruits, flowers, or vegetables, are all departments of agriculture, but not strictly nor ordinarily of farming. Farming is itself one department of agriculture. Husbandry is a general word for any form of practical agriculture, but is now chiefly poetical. Tillage refers directly to the work bestowed upon the land as plowing, manuring, etc. Cultivation refers especially to the processes that bring forward the crop. We speak of the tillage of the soil, the cultivation of corn. We also speak of land as in a state of cultivation, under cultivation, etc. Culture is now applied to the careful development of any product to a state of perfection, especially by care through successive generations. The choice varieties of the strawberry have been produced by wise and patient culture. A good crop in any year is the result of good cultivation. Aim. Synonyms: aspiration, design, determination, end, endeavor, goal, inclination, intent, intention, mark, object, purpose, tendency. The aim is the direction in which one shoots, or sometimes that which is aimed at. The mark is that at which one shoots, the goal that toward which one runs. All alike indicate the direction of endeavor. The end is the point at which one expects or hopes to close his labors, the object that which he would grasp as the reward of his labors. Aspiration, design, endeavor, purpose, referring to the mental acts by which the aim is attained, are often used as interchangeable with aim. Aspiration applies to what are viewed as noble aims, endeavor, design, intention, purpose, indifferently to the best or worst. Aspiration has less of decision than the other terms. One may aspire to an object, and yet lack the fixedness of purpose, by which alone it can be attained. Purpose is stronger than intention. Design especially denotes the adaptation of means to an end. Endeavor refers to the exertions by which it is to be attained. One whose aims are worthy, whose aspirations are high, whose designs are wise, and whose purposes are steadfast, may hope to reach the goal of his ambition, and will surely win some object worthy of life's endeavor. Compare ambition, design. Antonyms: aimlessness, avoidance, carelessness, heedlessness, neglect, negligence, oversight, purposelessness, thoughtlessness. Air. Synonyms: appearance, bearing, behavior, carriage, demeanor, expression, fashion, look, manner, mien, port, sort, style, way. Air is that combination of qualities which makes the entire impression we receive in a person's presence, as, we say he has the air of a scholar or the air of a villain. Appearance refers more to the dress and other externals. We might say of a travel-soiled pedestrian, he has the appearance of a tramp, but the air of a gentleman. Expression and look especially refer to the face. Expression is oftenest applied to that which is habitual, as he has a pleasant expression of countenance. Look may be momentary, as a look of dismay passed over his face. We may, however, speak of the look or looks as indicating all that we look at, as he had the look of an adventurer. I did not like his looks. Bearing is rather a lofty word, as he has a noble bearing. Port is practically identical in meaning with bearing, but it is more exclusively a literary word. Carriage, too, is generally used in a good sense, as that lady has a good carriage. Mien is closely synonymous with air, but less often used in a bad sense. We say a rakish air rather than a rakish mien. Mien may be used to express some prevailing feeling. as an indignant mien. Demeanor goes beyond appearance, including conduct, behavior, as a modest demeanor. Manner and style are, in large part at least, acquired. Compare behavior. Airy. Synonyms: aerial, animated, ethereal, fairy-like, frolicsome, gay, joyous, light, lively, sprightly. Aerial and airy both signify of or belonging to the air, but airy also describes that which seems as if made of air. We speak of airy shapes, airy nothings, where we could not well say aerial. Ethereal describes its object as belonging to the upper air, the pure ether, and so often heavenly. Sprightly, spirit-like, refers to light, free, cheerful activity of mind and body. That which is lively or animated may be agreeable or the reverse, as an animated discussion, a lively company. Antonyms: clumsy, dull, heavy, inert, ponderous, slow, sluggish, stony, wooden. End of section 4.